Hi guys, and welcome back to Train Sim TV. In today's video we're going to be showing you off something that's been it has been shown before, but it has never been videoed before, which is the Cumbrian coastline. This route is work in progress and has been work in progress for probably about 2 years or so now, on and off. I've literally just about revived the project after about a year or so of it being sat on my computer doing nothing. I thought to myself, I think it's time to revive it really. So I've been working on the route this past couple of days, just about getting ready to sort of swap in the VP grass and the all new VP tree pack, which I've done some of the work today around Barrow Station. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna take you for a little look around the route, what has been complete so far and what's to be done, and then we'll have a little drive on a short section of the route as well. So what you get with the route, well, when it eventually does come out, it's not going to be out for a bit yet. It's there's still quite a bit to do on version 1. So this is the route map. I'm going to just move this away from the road because it's quite noisy. That's better. So the way this project started originally was it was actually added on with Northern Lines. Now, obviously, Northern Lines itself is a big enough project in its own hands. Adding this onto it was just, as you can see, a mammoth undertaking in its own. Now, the track isn't even fully finished. There is a lot of work to be done with the track. But the majority of it's just stuff like crossovers and sidings that are missing, really. But I'll just mute my phone as well. I apologise for that. Basically is more or less there track work wise, just odd bits. Now phase 1, my initial idea and planning is disregarding this section because this section might be dropped and it might possibly start from Carnforth, possibly Lancaster is a logical one because a lot of services do start from Lancaster, but at the moment I'm not overly sure. I might even chop it back and start it from Barrow really, but we will see on that one. So as I was saying, phase 1, my idea and planning is to have it where it currently starts at Barrow in Furness, take the route all on this section here and finish at Millom, which is a logical start and end point for the first version. And then I probably would go for phase 2 as Millom up to Sellafield, which is here, and then onwards from there, just going up in sections really. I'm not working to any time scale, it's just as and when, as with any of my projects really. They just come as and when I've got the time to fit it in around work, because obviously working with JT stuff is it does take a lot more of my time, so anything else is a bonus really. But that is basically the sort of plan. Signalling's in for a good section of it, or stuff like that, so we'll show you what's what, but obviously as you can see a lot of it's still like floating in the air this end, which hasn't been really touched. The scenery is going to sort of start here just outside of Barrow Station. I need to do some more scenery just down this sort of end here just to get this ready as a good starting point. As I say, I'm also working on changing the VP trees over to put them into the route and also add in the VP grass. As you can see, I've done this section this afternoon. There is obviously terrain painting is not done yet, apart from on the track. That will come. Most of the scenery on Barrow is complete, bar that little bit there. All this is done. So this is the carriage sidings, which is quite a decent size, which does hold and stable units. It also did hold and stable the 37s and stuff as well when they operated for Northern. That is the other main reason why this route sort of came about, is the fact that I had travelled on the 37s quite a lot in the earlier days with Northern, and having doing so many trips and enjoying the trips that much, I thought I need to recreate this in TS, and it soon sort of happened as well. Mark Walker, who helped lay a lot of the track, and then I continued and took it over from I think Green Road and just laid it onwards. There is a bit of work that does need to be done with the track, and a lot of the track might get ripped up after Millom, where the track's sort of like right up to Millom. We'll probably end up going to go over and get the super elevation into there because a lot of it is missing at the minute, but there is a job that can be done. and we will most likely do. Is again, it's a project that myself and Mark have always wanted to try and get out there. So we will endeavour maybe one day to actually finish the actual full project, which I would love to see. But we're just going to take it here and there and just see how we get on with it. Really, I mean, myself, it's going to be the main builder on this at the minute. I think Mark might eventually help out here and there, little bits of things, not fully like finalised and definite, but it is a route we'd both like to finally see out there. And it's a big chunk of northwest as well, in the northern area that is missing in TS as well. So moving out of Barrow, you've got the football grounds around here as well. You've also got the lower Ormsgill Reservoir to the right side here. Mostly finished, just some fence work really to go on the edge of on the outskirts of the embankment and stuff there. Really, and of course it's just going to be terrain painting and getting it in. You've got I think these are dirt tracks here. I'm sure dirt bikes use these hills. I'm not really quite sure what they're called. Scenery does sort of go a little bit sparse outside of Barrow on the single line section. This will get admin relatively quickly now that I'm back on the project. More trees at the moment, but all the roads and stuff are in place and infrastructure as such. It's just getting the scenics in. Gated crossings as well, so you've got 10 mile an hour speedboard for these crossings and all that. So again, it's still fairly sparse. It's pretty sparse on the scenery until we get to probably just outside of Ascam. Just going to move my map around as well, just so I can give you the right name of the place as well. So the road that we see to the right of us is the A590, which comes in from the M6 and travels all the way across up through the lower part of the lakes, the South Lakes. It goes through places, many places like Alderson and stuff on the way up here. And again, it's an area that I've travelled many times on the road as well. In my old job, I used to do double glazing and deliveries for a double glazing firm, and I used to come to Barrow firms quite a lot. And I was always intrigued by the track and stuff around here and all the layouts of how the track used to work. And I always used to peer my eyes out the van window watching the trains go by and always see nuclear trains go past and that. So it was always one I always wanted to see and get into TS even then, and that was many years ago. It only took a good long time after that really to get it going. So we're now at I think it's Park South. I think it's called Park South. I get it wrong. I know it's Park South and Park South North and South. I think it is. Possibly, I could be wrong. I know this is Park South. And then we've got the box and the crossing here. So a bit of scenery is done here. It's sort of like fizzled back out for a moment. Again, this will be quite quick in getting that in, as a lot of it is just trees and odd houses and odd settlements here and there. So if I just move my map, I've got my map for reference. The road you see to the right of us is the A595, which is Ascam Road, and that takes you all along the coast up to places such as Workington, back around Maryport and Whitehaven and all that lot, back to Carlisle. It's a long road, and again it's another road I've travelled on many times in my double glazing days. So the scenery actually does proper start here, and you've virtually got a full end of scenery now coming in, which takes you all the way down to Green Road. We're travelling towards Ascam. A lot of these trees are going to be getting swapped out because there's a lot of 3D trees that we don't need in here. I'm going to take these out because these rows take like 7 assets at a time, and these don't need to be here. So these will be getting swapped out for rows of 2Ds. It'll just be 3Ds at my side where we need it, and these again will be swapped out for VP trees and VP grass throughout, and other bits of DTG foliage mixed in for good measure. A bit of stuff like different roadside stuff like that as well, as you expect. And this as well. Broken on the crossing point, you've got the road sort of spawn between sorting out, but again, stuff that will be addressed. This is Ascam Station. No custom assets on this route. I possibly hope maybe to get a few customs here and there, or hopefully if we get a bit of help. Of course, I'm not relying on it, but so far it looks pretty close enough for what we've got. But if I can get anything custom here and there, it will get everything pretty much close enough to the image I've used as well on that one. So we've got the hills and pretty extent scenery on the hillsides and stuff like that. It's quite a hilly route, which is going to be an interesting one. We're going to have to get a lot of scenery on these hills. Got the golf course as well, coming up on the left in the moment at Ascam. All the flags and stuff in there as well. I just love. It's one of my favourite routes personally as well. That's again is the other reason why I built this. It's just such a picturesque run. My first run was on a class 156. Not as luxurious, but I've done a few runs. I've done it on paces. I've done it on 156s. I've done a lot of 37 miles when the northern trains were hiring in the DRS stock. I've done a lot of days out, myself and Mark, doing that. We do aim to get back up here and do a lot of research as well for the route, in terms of getting stuff like semaphore signal stuff researched as well. Again, the golf course is still on the left hand side here. I think it's more sides somewhere on the right here. I'll just look at my map. The road sort of bends around here somewhere. So this is more side. We've also got the Dudden Estuary to the left. It sort of gets quite marshy on the left hand side around this bit in a minute. Doesn't look marshy at the minute, but it will do hopefully with the terrain paint when we get that all done. Plenty of fields to be painted as well. Plenty of detail, such as like the cables as well, like loads of telegraph poles and stuff like that, and pylons. There's a lot of pylon work, and there's also phone lines and stuff you'll see in a lot of the villages on the route, which have been placed in. Like stuff like here now, you've got loads of phone lines and stuff. Even the phone lines actually go up to the houses as well on this route, which is another job that I aim to try and do in the villages. So in the distance is Cumbrian Furnace. I'm just going to move my map up. I know you can't see it. So Cumbrian Furnace is a start point that me, myself and Mark have used quite a lot in our travels when we've done the route. As you can see, the extent of the detail goes right up to the hills. And the village is just coming in here on the right side now. So we'd usually park our cars on this road here and then jump onto the train and do our trip when we used to do the Cumbrian coast. Which again, without custom assets, we've just used what we've got, and we've managed to get a decent, well, I say I've done it myself, but at the minute, as it's just a solo project at the minute, but hopefully Mark will join us down the line in some scenery, dabbling, if and when he has some time. You see the rolling hills as well. There's another reason why this route looks so nice and tested. You get the distant hills that just go on forever. So currently here, there used to be an old platform, which is sort of like we've managed to get in here. There used to be, I'm not sure if it was a quarry or some sort of line that used to come down here. If you sort of like look straight ahead here and follow the road, the line used to go this way, and then it used to sort of follow that tree line going straight up into the hilltops up there. I'm not overly sure what the route was, but it did go up there. And if you look on old maps, you can actually follow the alignments. And there was a lot of old quarry lines and stuff around on the Cumbrian coast back in many years ago. Moving on, we round off to the left, and we are now going to travel towards Foxfield. Styles here as well. I've done photos here before myself. If you can try and find the photos, I'll put, might be able to get a picture to follow in a second. So if you do see it, I've managed to find it. Moving on. There's a lot of farmland on this section. Again, it's so hilly, we have to get so much detail into it. There's a lot of 3D trees in distance. These are going to get chopped out and put 2Ds in. They're not needed. So, since when I first started doing this route, I've improved myself in the way I build my routes to be a lot more better on resources. A lot of these fields will end up getting chopped back, so we don't need all this lot. Well, it didn't really do anything with the FPS. I mean, FPS at the minute I'm getting 80 odd FPS, so really it's quite decent. And the view going that way. So moving on, I'll keep my FPS up because you should be able to see that in the video, even though it's actually covered by clouds, but you might be able to see it. Dips down on a tile low, but it goes back up to a good 60-70. This is some semaphore signal coming in there. Semaphores used on North Wales coast, unfortunately. I know that route is obviously not available currently on the Steam sale store page. It can be picked up though on certain like Humble Bundles sometimes and CD key sites. If you pick up TS 2018, it should be in there. If you're lucky enough to find a copy of that. It does crop up from now and then. Streams as well, go out to the into the estuary. Another job is what I'm going to try and aim is to do. I know that you get a lot of wind turbines out in the end of the estuary. I don't know if I can get it in, but I want to see where we can get them put in, and hopefully if we can get them to load up with global objects, we might be able to have some wind turbines in the distance. Not promising. So we're just approaching up to Foxfield now, and again it is where the A595, get the name right, comes back in again. It sort of like travels off it up that way and comes all the way back round. And the semaphore signal there. You've got a little crossing here, which takes you off down to these little cottages. There's a little signal that sits in this box and opens and closing the gate. And we've got a sky dish there that's floating at the minute. What I'll do, whilst I'm at it, I will place that into its right place, because I'll only forget. There we go. On the job whilst videoing. There we go. So moving on, the station is just in the distance now for Foxfield. Now some of you might have seen a couple of screenshots that popped up on some Facebook pages this past day or two. It was this view here with the 37s. The 37s are the 20s and flash. Going back to what I said before about the detail of all the cabling and stuff, you can see here we've got all the telegraph poles and stuff that sort of travel to and from and between buildings and stuff. So we go to the houses. Just the detail what I was trying to get in there, just to make it as hang as possible. Stuff like the gardens as well, and the railway cottage here. It's not a fast line in some areas, so it's going to be somewhere where you're going to spend your time stopping at places and looking around. So if I've just left it blank and green and nothing on it, it looks a bit more boring job. We've also got the Foxfield, this is the famous pub where they do a bit more brewery here. I forgot the pub, I'm just going to get the name of that now. I do believe, I've never been inside, but I do believe they do some very nice homebrew stuff. It's called the It's the Prince of Wales. It's the independent Foxfield something beers. It's I can't really say it doesn't look quite readable on Google. Right, so let's head back to where I am now. Right, so this is the station area, of course. So the route's been untouched for a long time. I don't know if you can see it. It's LNWRE25 signal box. I have no idea what that is. There's obviously a signal box that's missing. I'll find that. I'll end up putting the box back in at some point. Or I might find the box that's missing. What happened was I did a mass reinstall ages back and I had to back everything up quite quick. So I managed to back the roots up and then I lost this. Really was good that I lost it. But because I had actually released a version of this onto the Vulcan production testing team to have a play about with, I managed to recover a copy of it and it was the most up-to-date version that I was on. So I was very lucky to get that back because this nearly did actually get lost for ever. And all this work would have been wasted. But luckily we got it back. So we can actually continue with it. I'm not too sure if there was another rail that sort of took off this way, yeah. On these curves. Could be wrong. Carry on that way, you get over towards Broughton and Furness. So we'll now take a sharp turn to the left, and we're going to cross over the Dudden estuary in a moment. We are now travelling towards Green Road. So there's a bridge here, which takes you over the estuary. Sort of that comes in and narrows off and then goes off down there or here for now, and it curves back round again to the left. So to the right of us we have Lady Hall somewhere over there, and then we have Holwaite's over in this distance somewhere over it. Then we cross around here, and more styles there for crossing, so you get some nice pictures there as well. Went low a banking round curve. We now travel towards Green Road. Bit of a glitch with the track there. I've not quite figured out what's up with that because it's the same track, but there's a real weird shadow going on. I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Strands is just to the right here, which is another village, which is just over there. And this is Green Road. Which is where the scenery does fizzle out currently. But this is our train. We're going to take this train for a drive in a minute, which I've eagerly prepared for you to have a little look at. The route in terms of scenery has got to go just to here. So Millam's literally here, so it's literally only this amount to do from Green Road, which is not a lot, and then whatever you saw, the blank section down there. And it's just a case of terrain painting everything. So what we'll do now is we're going to take these 37s in the rake of about 2 stops. This is back in the day when they used to run top and tail rather than with the DBSO, which I found was always the better time for the northern 37s. I always found that the DBSO were a bit more problematic. They never, I don't think really had any issues as such until the DBSO sort of came along. That's where all the lateness started. So we've got the Sinks 37 patch, which modifies with the Y packs. Obviously, so we've got 423. That looks fantastic. On the rear, we have 609 as well. So we're going to take this for a run now back to Barrow and Furness. So sit back, guys, and enjoy the journey. And I will leave you in peace for this bit. I won't do any commentary. I will put some annotations for the station names in there, just so you remember where we're at. As there's no station signs currently. Enjoy the run, and I will be back when we get to Barrow and Furness. We hope you've enjoyed that first look drive of the route. As you can see, it's quite a very picturesque run. Also, there is still some obviously minor bits and pieces like signals to be finer tweaked, as saw earlier in the run. As well, invisible platforms aren't all in place yet, hence why the doors didn't all open, but we obviously simulated the stopping. But yeah, that is our first look run between Green Road and Barrow in Furness. As I say, I will bring you some more developer diaries in a way, a bit like what Mark does with his Manchester Leeds route. We'll do some form of that with this route, but we will also stream it as well as we are building on our Twitch channel. So you'll be able to keep an eye on that, and you'll be able to come and watch us doing that also and ask any questions that you may have regarding the project. So we're going to end the video here. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Please do share it around and let everyone know that the Cumbrian Coast is on its way to Train Simulator. A massive thank you to everyone for joining us on this video. Don't forget you can catch us on Twitch on our usual slot of Wednesday or Friday between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. And we are usually live most weeks unless something crops up in real life. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe and all that lot. If you have any feedback or anything you want to ask about the route, do drop us a comment and I will get back to you in them comments. Take it easy, guys, and we'll see you again on the next video. Take it easy for now.